Alright guys, what is going on? We are back out here in the DragsterTV garage today. Super hyped, super pumped to hop straight into today's video. Alrighty guys, so the last video I did post here on the channel, I do believe, was about the Yamaha Blaster and talking about exactly why I'm selling it. That night I did end up getting a couple of different things fixed and did end up listing it on Facebook Marketplace. So it still hasn't sold. I think it's been about 4 or 5 days. And I've done a couple different things to it. I did record it, but I scrapped that video. Didn't really turn out how I wanted, so I'm just gonna run through everything I did do to it. Didn't do much, but I do still have more parts on the way, but majority of them did arrive, and I'm just gonna give them to the guy if they wanna. They're not necessary to be put on. They're not really in need, but I do have them here. So we'll just give all the spare parts to the person that ends up buying this thing. But what I did get done, let's see, something little exhaust connector right here that goes from the pipe to the silencer, from the fatty pipe, the header pipe right here. And I got a new clutch cable installed. That thing was kind of a bear to get on there, but we got her done. And then this was right here, so I swapped spots. And I got a new handle for it, so now this thing's pretty tight. I like it. Now it actually feels like the clutch works, so that's all I got put on. Got a new handle put on, new cable, exhaust connectors, and I think like 1 or 2 more things. And there's still more parts in this bag, so I don't think I'm gonna get those put on. I will just give them to the next owner. But today we do have the rear brake caliper here. And I just about started putting it on, but I thought it'd be a good idea to start recording before I did all that. So we're just gonna hop straight into this. Shouldn't take too long, since we did get the new rear master cylinder put on, but then we did find out when we took this apart that this is seized. So that was the next thing. So we got the first thing that was broken done. I don't know if I showed that in the video, I believe I did. And then we found out that this was seized. So now we're moving on to the next thing to get this thing to have full working rear brakes. I'm hoping to maybe upgrade to like a 400EX if I find one for the right price, or if I can trade up to one, or heck, even an LTZ 400. What I really want is Yamaha Raptor 350. I hear those things are great quads. They're about the same amount of power, but just in a 4-stroke form, maybe just a little bit bigger than a Blaster, because especially mine, this is 240cc's with the big bore kit. Normally it's just a 200cc 2-stroke, so they're kind of similar. I don't want to upgrade since I've only had this thing for about a month, you know. Don't want to upgrade too soon, something too big, too quick. So I think a 350 will be perfect for me. But even if I do end up getting a LTZ 400, I whip this thing around like it's nothing. I love riding it. Or 400EX, which I have a friend that has one, and I would park it next to it. It's a little bit lower, so, and very similar in power. But definitely, if I can sell this and then pick one up for cheap enough, I might as well get one for the money. But yeah, without further ado, guys, let's hop straight into throwing on this rear brake caliper. Alright guys, so here's the old seized one. Here's the new one. It is just missing the parking brake assembly right here, down there. But it's not even hooked up to anything, so we don't really need it anyways. Oh, but a free spring, I can use that for, because I just found a random spring on the floor and I rigged it up just to see how it would make the foot lever spring back. So we can maybe hook. Yeah, we can easily hook something right there, that little spring. We can hook that little spring right there, through that hole, and through that one. So that should do it. I'm just gonna set up a time lapse for you guys of me taking this thing off. Show you guys it, how it's seized. I mean, not much more to say. And then throw that thing on, roll her forward, see if it locks up, because we already have the fluid in it. And then we're gonna take her for a spin. I don't know if I'll record that, and should be fun. So get you guys with this off, I guess. Alrighty guys, so 2 bolts later, out with the old, in with the new. Catch you guys when it's on. Alrighty guys, so I just got on. Kind of forgot to record, but oh well. Just 2 bolts, kind of just like how took that right on out and bolted this one right on up. Time to hook up the cable there. See if she works. Catch you guys at that. Alrighty guys, so now I've just gone ahead and gotten the cable hooked up. About to go ahead and see if she works. And they work. Yeah, it's been a few days. So I actually forgot to finish off this video a few nights ago. Fast forward a few days, this thing has still not sold. I even lowered the price to $2,300. Currently right now we are in the process of fixing some things. I don't know if we're gonna, since we're already halfway through the process, I don't know if I'm gonna make a whole separate video on it, but I am going to, so I can finish off this current video informing guys of pretty much what's going on. So currently right now we're trying to get the axle straight and even. It was about 4 inches out. It was just super uneven on one side. It was about 4 inches out on one side and then really pushed in on that side. So it was just really uneven. This side was pushed in more and this one was pushed out. So it was crooked. It was coming loose all the time. My chain would come loose. My axle would shift just a little bit, just enough to where these bolts would rub off right here and also down there where it's kind of hanging right now because we don't have it completely straight yet. But for right now, it's just kind of sitting there. It's saying, since we did have it up on that, but the jack faded away, so now the axle, that's why we have these here. They're doing the job, so they're holding up the axle right now, but yep, so we're just getting some things done, and along the way, we're gonna throw on new sprockets. Here's the front one, new chain, and just stuff like that. So we're getting it fixed up, getting it safe, you know? You ride it about a mile or 2 down the road, just a little cruise, you hit a bump and you shift the axle and then bam, that bolt, if you're going fast enough, will completely hit into it, lock it up, and that's just not safe. It's just dangerous. So I just want it to be a little bit better and fixed before I go out and buy something new and sell it to actually anyone else first. So yep, I just want to get it working and safely so that I can get it sold and that the next owner enjoys it, and I can go out and buy me a Yamaha Warrior 350, Yamaha Raptor 350, an LTZ 400 or 400EX. So yep, it's listed on Facebook Marketplace right now because we're hoping to get this fixed by tonight. Another thing was that since there's a bolt that goes through here and one on the bottom too, which one is bent? Just a little bit bent. This one is the bent one, I think. The bottom one was completely straight. The other one just had a hint and just a little bit of a bend in it. I think it was the other one that had a bend in it. This one looks pretty straight. And yeah, and then these ones have a slight bend in them. They're hardly noticeable, but you can see, and they really do affect it a little bit. So we're just gonna replace all the hardware there. The nylon locking nuts went bad, so there's just some extra things we're working on right now and getting fixed. But for this video in particular, I installed the new rear brake caliper, and before that I did the new master cylinder right over there. So now we have rear brakes, and now we just have to get this thing working safely. And yeah, so with that, I guess, thank you guys so much for watching, and with that, I'll catch you guys very, very soon in the next one.